Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
Welcome to Nevada Newsmakers. Where does the real power lay in state government? And he's got the rundown.
Sam, there's a state agency that touches every one of our lives, yet few of us even know it exists. Today we talk to Sydney Wycliff, Director of Business and Industry. And then, Sam, we go for the teenage point of view on what's going on in today's world. Sam?
And coming up on the Pundit panel today, Paul Enos, Ray Hagar, and Marlene Lockard. It's all coming up today on the all-new Nevada Newsmakers.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
The Abowed family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Catch us straight, dine at 8. Lucky you. Lucky you. Dance till 1. Have some fun. Lucky you. Lucky you. Taste the shrimp. Have a sip. Try the pool. Play it cool. At the Sienna Hotel Spa Casino. Lucky you.
In business, the key to success is not the quantity of your clients, it's the quality of your clients. Almost all companies will tell you they want more sales, but what they really need are quality customers who pay their bills on time. With Employer Link's client vendor screening program, we provide comprehensive reports regarding the financial performance of your corporate prospects, customers, and vendors. Build your business with great clients and vendors. Call Employer Links today at 883-3733.
If you own a business and want to maximize your company's potential, join the Retail Association of Nevada. Our membership benefits include the Nevada Retail Network Self-Insured Group, providing workers' compensation coverage that can lower your rates. That savings can go directly to your bottom line. We are an effective pro-business organization that lobbies on behalf of our business members. The Retail Association of Nevada, protecting Nevada businesses for 35 years. Call 882-1700 to see what we can do for your organization.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Ande Engleman.
The biggest agency in state government is business and industry. Not many people know it exists, and yet it touches almost all of us. The head of that agency is Sydney Wycliff, and she joins us this morning. Hello, Sydney.
Good morning.
So you have the Athletic Commission, you have the Dairy Commission, you have the Transportation Services Authority. I listed that as boxers, cabbies, and cows. You've got almost everything. You got 17 agencies, the biggest bureaucracy in state government. This variety must be very tough to stay on top of.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting.
So when you go to work every day, I mean, does the agency drive your day?
Yes.
Or what kind of issues come up each day that are big controversies?
It depends on which pot is on the front of the stove and which pot is on the back of the stove.
One of the big issues that you've got that you're dealing with right now is the new mortgage division. Describe why we had to have a new mortgage division and specifically what that division is going to add to the regulation of mortgage loans in the state of Nevada.
Okay. This was an idea that was brought forward by the mortgage lenders themselves. They proposed it legislature before last, 2001. It was not successful. They made some changes in the statute, and then we decided to do a spin-off from Financial Institutions Division with this year's legislature.
There were a huge number of compromises that were made in that plan. Is it a workable operational type system that can go forward? Many people said that there were too many changes that were made. It wasn't going to make it work.
There's not a lot of changes that have been made other than it's a different and separate agency.
Well, in fact, the Financial Division was under a lot of criticism for not actually enforcing the laws against the mortgage companies. I know that one of the courts chastised the Financial Division when they found fault with a number of mortgage companies.
There's always criticism that can be leveled. We're always understaffed and under-budgeted. Because it's a spin-off and they can concentrate now only on the mortgage lending portion of the industry, then we think that's an improvement. It's tremendously exciting, and in fact, our new commissioner just started a week ago yesterday. He started on December 1st.
And who was that?
His name is Scott Bice, and he comes from 5 years with HUD,
Housing.
Yes, thank you. Before that, he was a mortgage lender, mortgage broker for about 17 years. And he's been based in Santa Ana most recently, and he moved his family up to Las Vegas and came to work and had a very busy week last week.
Now, some of the other agencies that are, or sub-agencies, should we say, that are under you are industrial insurance.
Industrial Relations, Division of Industrial Relations.
Labor Commissioner, is he also under
Yes.
you?
Insurance Commissioner?
Yes. Real Estate, Manufactured Housing, Housing Division, the Dairy Commission you mentioned. Let's see. Tax Cab Authority, Transportation Services Authority, Nevada Attorney for Injured Workers. Since I'm not going alphabetically, I know I've forgotten.
That's all right.
That's all right. So it's really hard for somebody in this state to live, work, etc., without your agency touching them in some way.
That's true. That's true. There are some that touch more individuals than others. You know, the insurance division, particularly the real estate division, financial institutions, mortgage lending.
You issued the financing bonds for the monorail in Las Vegas. $600 million, I believe, was that number.
$650.
$650 million. Now, this is somewhat of an experiment, and it's running up and down the strip. It'll probably have huge business, but what happens if the revenues that are projected there don't come through? Is the state going to be on the hook for any of that money?
Not at all.
And what are the protections that avoid that problem?
The bonds were issued in 3 tiers, and the first tier was insured. If they're not able to make their revenue numbers, then the insurance company picks up the tab on that. The second level were sold to institutional investors, mutual funds, banks, insurance companies, in $100,000 increments. Now, those are very sophisticated investors, and they're not likely to invest in something that they're not pretty certain is going to be successful. The remaining $50 million went to the 2 contractors, the one for the track and the one for the trains, and then for the participating hotels.
So and then there's another, I believe, $100 million that'll be issued next. So the state's bonding capacity has not been touched.
Not at all.
And the state's not on the hook at all for the bonds.
Absolutely true. And that was one of the things that we were very, very cautious and careful to be sure everyone understood at the time that happened.
Okay, now as time goes on, we're going to have each of the people that head up these various sub-agencies under you on the show, so we can get more detailed information on what it is they do and so forth. But how do you spend a bulk of your day, Sydney? Are you overseeing the people that head up these little sub-agencies, or what?
Well, you know, like you suggested at the beginning, my day has some anticipated structure to it, which sometimes comes to pass and frequently does not. And the analogy that I have always used is the kitchen stove. And out of the 16 pots, some are boiling furiously, and then some are just simmering, and some are kind of off the burners. And they come forward at various times of the year. Since the legislature closed its session in June, I've spent a great deal of time on the new mortgage lending division in hiring the new commissioner. As you're probably aware also, Scott Walshaw, who was head of the Financial Institutions Division, retired just a few months ago, and his replacement had to be found, as well as one of his deputies. And the restructuring and the spinoff took a good deal of time. The monorail, as you suggest, is heating up because it's going to be opening in a couple of months, and a lot of that is coming to fruition. So
I will say that you and the insurance commissioner, I know you were personally involved in this, did a great job about a year and a half ago and up until now on the medical malpractice problem. And I work with the physicians. That was a big crisis. It almost was a lot worse.
And I'm sorry, but we are out of time.
I knew that. So I ended it with that.
We'll be right back with the Pundit panel.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch.
Atlantis.
Would you like to savor a Trento pork chop? Or maybe pasta rags with grilled chicken? Hugo's Tuscan Grill at D'Andrea is a celebration of color, flavor, and freshness. Each dish is created from natural, wholesome foods that is delicious and nutritious. Hugo's is a comfortable restaurant with breathtaking city views. If you enjoy great food and good company, visit us here at Hugo's. It's the best that dining can be. 2900 South D'Andrea Parkway in Sparks.
I ordered this beef broccoli here at Harris Buffet in Reno, and it was here in less than 60 seconds. What's up with that, Dave?
Sam, that's one of 20 dishes that we guarantee fast, guarantee fresh, made to order 7 days a week at Harris Reno's Buffet.
And I understand that just for this month, a 2-for-1 special just by showing your Nevada ID.
That's correct. We want to invite all of our Nevada residents to come down and experience this great buffet. We guarantee you a fresh, quality meal.
It's fast, it's delicious, and it's 2-for-1 at Harris Buffet.
To experience the royal cuisine of India, you need some serious magic or simply transport yourself to India Garden, right here in Reno, where you'll discover Indian specialties refined over centuries. Sikh kebab, tandoori dishes cooked in our own tandoor oven, biryani specialties, curries, fresh-baked Indian bread, over a dozen vegetarian dishes, even dishes rare to India like dosa, South Indian-style crepes. India Garden off South Virginia near Sports West. We are India.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And back on Nevada Newsmakers, probably the first time this year we have two guests on that we're not going to be mean to. Our guests right now, Christina and Ashley York. They are the daughters of Harry York, who's with the Reno Sparks Chamber of Commerce. Welcome, both of you.
Thank you for being here today, girls, on this Christmas Eve. We wanted to see what the younger generation thinks about what's going on in the state and the world, if you think about it at all. Ashley, you're a freshman?
Yes.
At Reno High School, right? Okay, and what does your generation think about the war? What is your group saying about the war over in the Mideast?
I think we're pretty evenly. Some of us are for it, and some of us are against it. I personally am against it, because I don't think it's any of our business, but I don't really know.
Well, no, this is America. Everybody's got an opinion, and everybody's opinion is valid. What do you think, Christina?
Well, I'm for it, and a lot of my friends are for it because we think we need to combat terrorism, and I just think it's the right thing to do.
Are any of your friends worried that they're going to be sent over there, perhaps to fight at some point in time?
I know some of my friends are thinking of, enlisting in the service and everything, but I don't think they're too worried about it. I think at this point they think that the war will be over by then. But I have a lot of friends who have brothers and other family members in the war, and they're pretty worried about it. But
Ashley, let me ask you this. Where do you get your news from? Do you get it from TV? Do you get it from the newspaper? Do you get it from radio? Do you get it from late-night talk shows? How do you
get it from the kids at school?
Usually I get it from TV and sometimes the newspaper because I'm in a journalism class at Reno High.
Do you watch cable news at all?
Yeah.
Okay, would you mind saying which one? Just out of curiosity? Do you watch CNN or Fox or MSNBC?
Oh, CNN, yeah.
CNN, okay.
What about you, Christina?
Yeah, I get most of my news from TV. I like to watch 2020 and shows like that. Those interest me.
The magazine type.
Magazines, yeah.
Type shows.
Mm-hmm.
And what about politics? Do you and your friends ever talk about politics at all?
Not too often. Sometimes in my speech and debate class, politics comes up a lot. But otherwise, it's not that big of a deal. But, yeah.
What about when the legislature was in session? Were you girls hearing much about that at all in your school?
Not too much in school. I heard some stuff from my
probably.
dad, yeah. But people don't really talk about that.
Do you think your parents help you form your ideas on how you look at political figures or the president, stuff like that, or is it more your friends?
Definitely parents have a big influence.
And that's probably the true for most of your friends too?
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a presidential election coming up next year. Got a lot of people running on the Democratic side at this point to be the opposition candidate to President Bush. You guys have any favorites amongst them? Do you even know any of the candidates at this point?
I'm not sure who the candidates are, but I think I'm going to go for Bush. I really like him as a president.
What makes you say that?
Well, I think he's doing a good job dealing with the Iraq situation, and he's really taking a stand, and I just think he does a good job.
Do you get, when you see pictures of the president, Ashley, on the aircraft carrier, do you remember when he landed on the aircraft carrier and said mission accomplished, and you saw him perhaps on TV with a turkey at Thanksgiving in Iraq? What kind of message does that send to you? What does that tell you? Is it just a picture? Or
yeah, I guess so. It's just a picture. It didn't really affect me that much.
How about you?
Well, I think it shows that he's, a normal, good guy, family-oriented, and I don't know about the whole turkey thing. I think he wanted to gain a little popularity with that, but yeah, it's kind of just a picture for me. But
very bright. What is it you want? You're a junior now. You've got to be thinking about your future career, Christina. What do you think you want to do?
Well, I'm not sure yet. I was considering something maybe in business or law. I want to go to school somewhere in California, maybe Santa Clara, Stanford, somewhere around there.
Don't want to go to UNR.
I've got a question for you. Do either of you guys watch any late night television, like Jay Leno or David Letterman, Jon Stewart? These guys, any programs that you might watch?
Sometimes if I'm home.
Okay, in their monologues, they usually talk about current affairs, and they joke about them, but do you feel you get information from those when you watch them, or are they just jokes?
I get a little bit of information from them. I don't take everything seriously, but yeah, I learned something.
Okay. Well, listen, we appreciate having you guys come on. It's good to get some different opinions.
I want it known they are both all-A students. Okay, I promised their father we would mention that.
And he's over here glowing with pride. Ladies, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
And have a very Merry Christmas.
Thank you.
And we'll be back on Nevada Newsmakers after this.
Before you head to Carson, take care of yourself with a visit to Tamarack Junction. Catch a hot cup of coffee and the morning news on one of our 32 TVs and enjoy the best food in South Reno. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
The Aboud family has an appetite for dialogue. Agree or disagree, have the conversation. All opinions are welcome. Since 1977, Adele's.
Your home is an expression of all things comforting and familiar. For custom storage, you can count on California Closets to provide quality, value, and design integrity. The process is easy, combining your personal style with our organizing expertise. We care about what matters most to you, making your home functional and beautiful. California Closets, simplifying home and life since 1978. Call today for your complimentary design consultation.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Make your daily commute easy with breakfast or lunch at the Tamarack Junction. Enjoy daily specials, super fast service, and South Reno's freshest morning meals. Tamarack Junction, your junction for fun. South Virginia and Amati Ranch Parkway.
And now, back to Nevada Newsmakers with Sam Shad and Ande Engleman.
And for those watching on television, we're taping the show for Christmas Eve, and we appreciate the fact that you're wrapping your presents while you're watching our program.
And drinking a little eggnog.
Right. And for those of you listening on KOH, hope you got everything you wanted a couple of days ago.
Right.
Let's introduce our Power Pundit panel today. We're going to play some games here. Ray Hagar is with the Reno Gazette-Journal. Paul Enos is with the Retail Association of Nevada. And Marlene Lockard is now respectable. She has the company and clients, the company's capital strategies. Welcome, all of you. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to start actually on something, we'll get to the games in a little bit, but we just finished the interview with Ashley and Christina. Nevada is the lowest state as far as having young people register and vote, ages 18 to 34. We rank the lowest in the nation. Why do you suppose this is so?
You know, I don't think that getting a lot of voters out has been a priority for state government. I look at, for example, Dean Heller introduced a bill during the legislative session to allow for election day registration. It didn't get anywhere. And studies show the states that have election day registration, their voter turnout goes way up. I just think it's a power structure of the state.
Although election day registration scares the hell out of me because it just opens the door to voter fraud. I don't like that idea at all.
The states that have it, you cannot find any examples of widespread voter fraud in any of the states.
So it could be working.
Yes.
No. Well, I mean, working both ways.
Well,
I mean, we just haven't found it yet. But
that's true.
I do think one thing that's changed the landscape is the Dean campaign on the presidential level. He has just created a very dynamic internet site and internet following primarily with young people across the country and receiving phenomenal funding and political contributions through the internet. So I think that once candidates begin to use means that are more familiar to younger people and offer opportunities like that to become involved, I'm hopeful that that will generate some excitement.
And I was really surprised because we had the marijuana ballot question last time, and evidently that did not stimulate young people to go out and register and vote, which a lot of people thought that it would. May have gotten the senior citizens out, but it didn't seem to move the young people at all.
Well, I think really, as far as being a voter, I'd rather have somebody who is knowledgeable and who knows the issues a little bit and who takes the time to research, have them vote than somebody who just shows up at the polls on election day and doesn't have any of that background.
But you know, I mean, that's one of the unfortunate things is that you're not going to have people with tons of information. That's why you have so much advertising in the last days of a campaign.
That's why we have shows like these.
And that's a wonderful thing that we're able to have this. And I'm very grateful that there are, you know, a considerable amount of younger people. Our demographics in 18 to 34 are pretty good, which in a way surprises me. You were talking about Howard Dean and his use of the internet. I don't think he's running a campaign. I think he's got a movement going.
Yes.
There was a terrific article in last Sunday's New York Times Magazine where the amount of staff working on the website alone is phenomenal, and not just people mechanically working it, but people coming up with new concepts, new ways, new ideas of how to reach people, and that's why his fundraising has been through the roof.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's play the game now.
Okay.
All right, you guys get to be Santa Claus. And we're going to tell you whose stocking it is, and you tell us whether you give them a candy cane or a lump of coal in their stocking.
And why.
And why, right. So let's start with the legislature.
All the way around.
I think you have to give the fabulous 15, and that includes John Marvel, all a candy cane. I think that they did a great job protecting our state from the absolutely onerous and unfair gross receipts tax, and I think the state is better because of it.
I think individually you could give a candy cane to many legislators. Collectively, I think they'd get a lump of coal.
Okay. What about the governor?
Lump of coal.
Candy cane.
I'd give him a candy cane.
What about this?
Well, hang on. Can we do a why on that for all three of you? On the governor?
I'm going to give him a lump of coal because of the onerous and unfair gross receipts tax. I think that was absolutely the worst direction to take the state in as far as taxation goes. And I think it's going to, it set a tone that we're going to be dealing with for a long time.
Okay, Ray?
I gave him a candy cane or a candy bar, whatever, just because he said he wasn't going to raise taxes, and here we find ourselves building the deficit already. He said he was not going to raise taxes, but he didn't say anything about state fees. And I think that we're going to see some kind of state fee tax hike proposed by the governor.
Why does that deserve a candy cane?
Well, he keeps things interesting.
It's more stories for Ray to write.
Yes, that's why.
I think he gets a candy cane because he took a very courageous position opposed by many in his own party in a very difficult legislative session. And whether you agree with the specific proposal, tax proposal or not, he did recognize the needs of the state and tried to do something about it.
But so did the business community. The governor just, you know, it was kind of my way or the highway, and it wasn't very conducive to talking about different solutions. I mean, numerous solutions were offered by people in the business community who were willing to fund the state at the amount that the governor was asking for, and every time you go and try to present one of those ideas, you're shot with 100 arrows. And no, that's why he deserves a lump of coal.
You know who deserves a lump of coal is Speaker Richard Perkins. I think he did a poor job building bridges with the Republicans in the Assembly. And you look at him as a potential gubernatorial candidate in '06, and I think his lack of bridge building lessened his chances of being elected.
Marlene, Paul, what do you think about that?
I'll have to agree with Ray wholeheartedly. I think he's hit the nail right on the head.
I think it was a very difficult session, and I think all of the folks in the leadership tried very hard to bring folks together, but the positions were so divisive that I think it was an impossible position for so many of them.
Well, I think it's kind of hard when you try to push something from the top down onto people, and I hate to rehash the whole 2003 sessions over again, but really that's what happened. You had one group of people being told by the gaming industry, this is where we want to go, and they kind of tried to put that on everybody. Now, Richard Perkins was successful in getting his caucus to go along with him.
And that's it.
That's it. We're out of time.
Last word on Christmas
Yeah,
Eve. Hope you
it.
get all you desire from Santa, I should say. We'll be right back after this time out.
It's America's largest historical district, and it's fun for the entire family. Virginia City is where the West comes alive every day, from train rides to gunslingers. Your gang can explore mines and interesting museums, visit historic saloons, and do some great shopping. Virginia City is the ultimate in family entertainment, and it's very affordable. Come up and stay overnight in our hotels, motels, and RV park. Virginia City, the Wild West at its best. I ordered this beef broccoli here at Harris Buffet in Reno, and it was here in less than 60 seconds. What's up with that, Dave?
Sam, that's one of 20 dishes that we guarantee fast, guarantee fresh, made to order 7 days a week at Harris Reno's Buffet.
And I understand that just for this month, a 2-for-1 special just by showing your Nevada ID.
That's correct. We want to invite all of our Nevada residents to come down and experience this great buffet. We guarantee you a fresh, quality meal.
It's fast, it's delicious, and it's 2-for-1 at Harris Buffet.
Atlantis is cooking up a party. It's every diner's paradise. Toucan Charlie's Buffet and Grill, voted Reno's best buffet by locals year after year. Experience the Mongolian barbecue, new Asian station, and sumptuous exhibition stations filled with fresh entrees, salads, and desserts. Try the Friday night seafood buffet and Sunday champagne brunch.
Atlantis.
When you sign up for Wells Fargo free checking, you get more than free checking. You get the freedom to bank when and where you want. Wells Fargo, the next stage.
Nevada Newsmakers, brought to you in part by Charter Communication.
Okay, what's coming up Monday?
We're going to talk to some people that actually want Yucca Mountain.
Indeed, and Merry Christmas, everybody. We'll see you after the holidays.
And Happy Kwanzaa.